Before I say anything about the story of this film, I just want to say, holy shit. What an achievement this was in filmmaking. To see Hal murder an entire crew without so much as lifting a finger was not only terrifying, it left like a helpless pit in my stomach, you know? Oh, right? Let's do this. Hi, my name is Shree, and welcome to the review part of 2001 A Space Odyssey. If you're here from my reaction of that film, hi, welcome, have a seat. And, well, if you're not, if you're new here and you want to watch the reaction part of that video, you can head on over to my main channel, Shree Nation, or you can click right here. I think I'll put a card, and you can check that out and come back once again. For those of you who were waiting for my Terminator and Shawshank Redemption reviews here, first of all, I just want to say I'm really sorry. I was kind of planning on whether or not to post them here or put them right between the reaction videos, and I spent so much time procrastinating thinking about that I didn't even shoot them. I wrote them down, but I didn't shoot them, and I'm really sorry, and I hope you give me a chance from now on moving forward. So this review was a little tricky for me because I felt like I watched half a film. By that, I mean I actually did watch the entire film, 2.5 hours of it, and then once again during the reaction editing stage, but it's because like nothing was explained at the end. We don't know what exactly that monolith was and why the fuck Hal flipped out. I mean, I'm sure that there are fan theories and actual theories by Stanley Kubrick. Whether or not it exists, I don't know, but I'm sure there is a lot of explanation out there for the hardcore fans out there. But for someone like me who went in blind, I feel like I'm still blind. Before I say anything about the story of this film, I just want to say, holy shit. What an achievement this was in filmmaking. I mean, Stanley Kubrick has been heralded a genius for like generations. I mean, I can't escape this director's name every time I like check out a list of movies that are considered great, but I gotta admit I didn't notice it in The Shining. By the way, also reacted to that film. You can check that out as well. Sure, Jack Nicholson was his jolly old self, and Shelley Duvall knocked it out of the park with her performance, and there were definitely like more that meets the eye with that film, and a lot of risks were taken with the storytelling by the director. But I feel like with like my generation, we've seen so many other directors try to recapture that kind of imagery with movies like Hereditary or The Witch, by the way, that kind of magic, the initial magic that The Shining had, was kind of lost on me. But 2001 A Space Odyssey proved everyone right, okay? The technological advancement of this piece of filmmaking surpassed generations. I mean, I'm pretty sure no one at that era made something like this, and also it surpassed like future directors to come. It surpassed the imaginations of probably everyone like that came before and after that film. And to be honest, if you swap the names in the end and told me like Chris Nolan directed this film, I would believe you. It was that ahead of its time. I mean, the physics of like most of the scenes really fucked with my brain. The music or lack thereof was like a character all on its own, and this like terror of like this faceless, limbless computer deciding the fate of everyone on the ship, and this mysterious monolith that was like equal parts beautiful and terrifying. It was truly an experience that no one has been able to replicate since. Trust me, I have watched movies from across the globe. Never anything like this. I have to make a confession. I'm really glad I watched this at like today for my age, especially for a reaction. If I watched this before, like say when I was like a teenager or in my early 20s, I would have been too dumb to appreciate what it had achieved in its time frame, in its era, and I would have been too impatient to kind of sit through its runtime. I mean, this movie takes its time to establish the atmosphere it's going for. Most of the scenes are uneventful, and it's kind of like real life in some sort. Like, say, if I'm traveling in space or I'm watching monkeys turn into humans, most of it is not going gonna be all like John Wick action shit. It's truly an odyssey, and I'm glad to have experienced it because I don't think there is any film or filmmaker out there that would be ballsy enough to try something this ahead of its time. Speaking of ahead of its time, this movie really challenged like the norms, like the usual norms we have in our ideas of like horror or alien life or even like feeling emotion. To see Hal murder an entire crew without so much as lifting a finger was not only terrifying, it left like a helpless pit in my stomach, you know. Also, the monolith isn't like terrifying in itself. It's literally just like a giant smartphone floating in space. But to see it do unspeakable things where it influences like people and animals and objects to do things they never would have thought of, it like kind of brings a whole new meaning to the word, like to the idea of conscience or alien life or God himself. Finally, I don't think I would have felt sad about like a psycho killer robot computer dying, but I did in the end, and that's the kind of unique experience I don't think I would have had from another movie. I am super satisfied with this film, and I think this is going to be playing in the background in my house whenever I feel like I want to go on a space voyage, like a very, very long bus journey. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you want more, make sure to subscribe, and if you'd like to see more reactions to movies, head on over to my main channel, Shree Nation, and just kick back, relax, and leave your worries at the door. What did you think about 2001: A Space Odyssey? Make sure to leave in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I didn't waste your time. See you next week.